Yeah. Click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back. Yes, it's fight night. Yes, we're in between fights right now. We know that you guys are ready to see Conor McGregor go out there and whoop ass or get his ass whooped. We don't know how you're cheering tonight, but we know that you guys are here and showing support, so we thank you guys for that. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL, and to my right is my guy, Brian. He is Stater _Niner. What's going on, B? How you feeling today, man?
Oh, it's a good day. I mean, we still got the heat going on out here, but it's all good. So,
all right, okay.
Quiet Saturdays.
Well, Saturdays are Saturdays. You know, I worked a couple hours today and, you know, got it in, but I'm here, man. I'm here. We got the formalities up on the screen, okay? And we're going to start with what you guys already know on Twitter today. Now, let me see if I can find it. On my phone, it's a little bit different, so you guys got to work with us, okay? Brian, I only found one thing on Twitter today. I did see this a couple days ago, but I saw it reposted today, and I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and pop this up here. I want you to see this and then share some thoughts with me, okay?
Sure.
So it's a video of a 49ers player working out, and I got to.
Oh, that's better. Sorry, my camera was all kinds of I don't know, fingerprints or something. I looked blurry to myself, so I can't imagine what I look like out there.
Apparently, your camera has your microphone in it too, because it would just.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
I'll mute it next time.
No, it's okay. I should have clicked the video like I said I was going to, and then we wouldn't have heard any of it. But here you go. Check it out.
Never seen one episode of it. I'm not saying that this is that, but the fucking
We could form an alliance.
the zombies, the Walking Dead or whatever it is. Never seen it.
Were you able to see it? Do I need to play it again?
Yeah, I mean, he's just training. I mean,
okay. So do you have any takeaways from that video at all? Just any thoughts popping in your head?
Nope.
Okay. All right. This is what I need you to do. I'm going to play it again, but I want you to make us full screen so you can see the video bigger.
Oh, okay.
All right. So down in the corner, it should make. All right. Let me know when you got.
Yep.
You ready?
I just can't see the comments, so that's all.
Right. No. Just for the video. All right. Here we go. One more time.
Never seen one episode of it. I'm not saying that this is that, but the fucking
We could form an alliance.
the zombies, the Walking Dead or whatever it is. Never seen it.
I don't know what you're looking at, so I don't know.
Devo looks huge.
Oh,
You don't think he looks a lot bigger than last year?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to his size. Like, you know, he looks. He doesn't look any different to me, no, because he's stocky last year. I mean, he may have put on some weight. I have no idea what he's put on since last year.
He didn't have pads on, bro. That was
I know,
awesome.
but he's just a stocky dude, so I don't think of him as like a big bulky guy. So I wasn't looking at like his legs or his width of his shoulders or anything.
All right.
Let me get out of this screen.
I will be very interested to see the shape that he shows up to camp in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to see how he looks when he gets to camp. I'll be looking to see the pictures. You know, they usually get them coming in to the parking lot and stuff like that. They put that kind of stuff on 49ers.com. So I'll be interested to see how he looks when he gets in there. He looks a little big, and I know that the weight issues were a concern pre-draft and maintaining the weight after the foot injuries and all that stuff. And so it would be interesting to see just how he does it. So
when you look at him, the extra weight that you're seeing, are you saying that that's a bad weight?
I would think so. If a foot issue is if you have issues with your feet, that means that your workouts are always going to be limited, especially ones where you can shed some calories, like your not stamina. What's the word? Cardio. Right. You're going to be limited in the cardio that you can do.
You're going to be stuck using like the rowing machine instead of being on anything else.
Right. So I'm going to be interested to see if you can shed some of those pounds. That he looked like a big boy right there, man. Like he looked like, you know, like what was the guy's name? Tolbert, the running back.
Man, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to the questions. Let me see here, getting to your questions. All right, we're going to do these in order. I know DJ Malone likes to flood us, so let's see what my man DJ has for us. Go ahead, take it away, B.
All right. Do you guys like deviled eggs? Which way do you guys enjoy making it? So I'll answer that part first because it's food. And so for me, I do like deviled eggs. I'm not big with the sometimes people put like a relish or pickles or something in them, and I don't like that. I like it just however my wife makes them. They're fairly plain and with paprika on top of them and stuff like that. But I'm not big on the pickles or the relish. So people that make the deviled eggs with that in their mix, that doesn't win me over.
All right. Well, my preference for I love deviled eggs, by the way. You after you cut them in half and you get the yolks in the bowl, you do mayo, mustard, and vinegar. And then you put the paprika on top. That's the way I like mine. I have had them with relish before. I don't really care for it too much. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I prefer those without the relish.
All right. Have y'all ever ridden on a gondola before? And if Ayuk is our deep threat wide receiver and Debo is our possession wide receiver, do we need a hybrid wide receiver? And so for me, I'm not sure exactly what type of gondola you're talking about. I mean, we use it for like ski lifts type gondola, like going up the mountain, or is this like the like when you're at an amusement park and they have the tram that'll take you from one end to the other? It's kind of the same thing. So in those cases, yes, but not like a Switzerland kind of gondola. No. And then I don't think that we need a hybrid receiver. Obviously, in an offense is going to benefit from a hybrid wide receiver. I think that what you're going to get, or I should say what we hope to get if he's healthy from Hurd, is going to fill any void that you have between those two.
I've never ridden one. That's my short answer there. Closest I come is like a Ferris wheel. And then I'm not quite sure what he means by a hybrid wide receiver. I'll be honest with you. I don't quite understand what that means. But I do think
I was just kind of taking it as someone who can do both well.
Oh, okay. I do think that we're going to need a receiver with some size. The jump ball guy. Debo is physical at the point of attack, but you don't see him a lot of the times like on someone. Right. Usually they get him the ball in space and let him do his damage afterwards. We're going to need someone that's going to have to make those tough contested catches, like a Kendrick Bourne. I know we keep bringing him up, but unfortunately, I think that's where it's going to go. Okay,
like a red zone receiver.
He strikes now.
Yeah, is that what you mean? Somebody for red zone? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Red zone. Yeah, just contested catches, chain mover. You know what I mean? I know he said Debo was the possession guy, but I don't think Debo was the guy to go and get the tough yardage. Like I said, they scheme a lot of stuff open for him, at least based off of last year. Right. I want to see someone where it's 3rd and 5 and they run right to the sticks knowing that they're going to get popped and make that catch. It might be coming in high to keep it away from, linemen or something like that. And they got to be able to reach up and pluck it.
So DJ Malone sends us another one back here with Brian. Have you tried Uzo before? Mike, what's the weirdest thing that you've added sausage to? Have you guys had blooming onions before? Look it up if you haven't. And do y'all like speed running backs or power running backs? So I'll go first. Like Uzo, if I remember correctly, is like a fruit from out of Asia, out of Eastern Asia, more specifically. And unless they used it when they were cooking, I don't think I ever ordered anything that had it on there, but that doesn't mean I hadn't had it because I was going out to restaurants all the time when I was overseas. I love eating Asian culture food. So.
And as far as the weirdest thing I've ever added sausage to, I can't think of anything weird. I like sausage in my spaghetti. That's a normal thing. In addition to whatever ground, we usually use ground turkey or ground chicken. But I like a spicy sausage in there as well. And then, no, I can't think of anything weird I've added sausage to. Omelets, but I don't know how weird that is.
Right.
So, and as far as blooming onion, never heard of it. And I prefer a power back more than a speed back, just because I think they're more consistent.
Right. No, I'm going to agree with you on the power back. I would like someone who has the power but still has the speed. Everybody wants the kind of the hybrid type, of running back, but I'll take a power guy over a speed guy any day because if you got to get through that line before you can get the burst, As far as the blooming onion, if you're talking about what like Outback Steakhouse makes, then yes, I've had them. to me, it's nothing special. And I no longer eat at Outback Steakhouse because I got food poisoning the last 2 or 3 times I went there. So I will never eat there.
All right. Here we go. Here's another one for you.
All right. So Danny Albright sends us, do you think that after Joe Montana and Steve Young, 49ers quarterbacks feel pressure to be great, feel the pressure to be too great? I think too much to handle, basically. And I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I mean, I think a lot of players that come into the 49ers organization understand the history, but while the fan base may hold quarterbacks to a certain level, I think that as a player, you go out there and you play the best that you can, and you do what you can do with the weapons that you have on the field. And so I don't think that they feel the pressure from the history of the organization. I think they just want to be great also.
I like your answer, but I'm going to say yes. And the main reason I'm going to say yes is because after Steve Young finally got it done, he said, get that monkey off my back. And the monkey is living in the shadow of another great quarterback, right? So now you come in here and you got 2 great quarterbacks within the last 30 years you got to live up to. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it could be a in the back of their mind type of thing, living up to the hype. I think about Colin Kaepernick in that first Super Bowl, right? The Niners had never lost a Super Bowl. That's a lot of pressure. And unfortunately, as a quarterback, you're like, I can't let the team or the franchise down because none of the other quarterbacks that made it to the Super Bowl with his squad have lost. And so now here we are 0-2 outside of them. I do think it's a lot of pressure. So
are you saying that Colin Kaepernick was responsible for cutting the power so they had more time to scheme the second half?
I didn't say any of that. I know that. I tell you what, man, that Super Bowl was embarrassing up until that point. So I'm glad
it was. It was.
I'm glad it happened. And I'll tell you this also. I got a lot of texts in the second half of that Super Bowl saying, the momentum's on your guy's side. You might pull it off.
Maybe.
And I never responded. I never responded because I just didn't feel it. So
right. All right, another one from DJ Malone. Does Sean McVay naturally sound like a prepubescent? I don't know. That was actually, hearing it the other day was the first time. I've probably heard McVay talk before, but I've never really paid attention, I guess. So that was the first time I've really noticed it. This question's for me. What are your favorites, or what is your favorite Star Wars starfighter? Okay. If you're just talking about vehicles used in that world, I guess I would go with an X-Wing. I mean, obviously the Millennium Falcon is my favorite, but I don't consider that one of the starfighters, so I'll just go with the standard X-Wing. What's your favorite color?
Wait, hold on. Let me answer the Sean McVay thing.
Oh, okay.
I think Sean McVay in his natural element has that voice. I think that when he's at the podium, he's more relaxed. He slows it down. He speaks more this way, as opposed to someone who speaks in their natural way when they're comfortable the way I'm speaking now.
Sure.
So
I do think the Shregs and his buddy, So
yeah, exactly. Yep.
So what's your favorite color power scooter, Mike?
I don't know what that means. Power scooter, like the one for old people.
I don't know. I don't know what he's referring to.
I'm going to go with red.
I don't see anything in the comment, or he hasn't said anything yet. But if he does, I'll let you know. Would the crew ever play Super Mario Party?
I tell you what, if we all got together somewhere and there was an opportunity to do it, I think we're all competitive enough to say, yeah, go-kart, whatever the Super Mario Party thing is, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Why not?
I tell you, my son just got that new the Mario golf game that came out, and I played round after round with him just because, it's something a little different than what he's usually likes to play, and that's been pretty fun. So Callie Young sends us, is there another 49ers platform that you guys enjoy listening to or watching? Also, in your opinion, what separates NBN from the other 49er content? So I'll give you my 2 cents on the first part there. I'll let Mike answer the second part of that question because he's obviously been with NBN longer. But for me, I don't watch a whole lot of other platforms. And to be honest, I don't read a whole lot of articles that people put out. And when I do, I go and I look specifically for the quotations. I don't read the writers, however they're trying to twist their story or whatever
their opinion.
Yeah, whatever they're doing for the people that they work for, I try not to take that into consideration. So I look specifically for the quotes that came from the people that the article's about, so I can understand where they're coming from and then make my own opinion. So I don't like listening to other podcasts. Like when I was in the process of, learning or watching a bunch of different podcasts, I watched a bunch of, different channels and stuff. And I fell in love with the NB Niners because just how their platform is and how the guys' chemistry was together. But so I don't watch a lot of other ones because I don't want to get anybody else's opinions to corrode my own thought process.
Yeah, I'm very similar. The more I got into this, the less I listened to other ones. But I used to listen to a ton of them. One of my favorite ones was Better Rivals with Oscar and David Newman because they did everything from a statistical standpoint. Everything was, numbers and stats and stuff like that. And I always thought that was very interesting. And it was a way to boost your confidence going into games. But they were also very honest. Like statistically, we don't stand a chance in this game. And that's what that was their opinion going into that game. We're going to lose because DVOA says so. Like that was their mindset, and that was their take on everything. So I did like that for a while. But like you said, the more I got into it, you got to get away from the opinions of others because it starts to change your opinions. And I like to form my own. But I currently I'll watch a Grant interview, like the one that he just did with Jimmy Ward was phenomenal because it's what you said. You get away from the hot takes and stuff like that, and it's a real thing. So anyone who has an actual interview, I like listening to. And Grant actually asked some really good questions. If a player didn't hear what he said, what I like seeing Grant do the most is when he goes to repeat the question, he doesn't say it verbatim. He'll change it up a little bit and still ask the same thing. So it's a sincere question. It wasn't something that he just wrote down and said, I got to make sure I read this bullet point. It was something that he was sincerely thinking for. You know what I mean? So I do like that. And what separates us from other 49ers content, I think, like you said, the chemistry is a big part of it. The sincerity here. And, one thing I think that separates us the most is that we don't mind disagreeing with each other.
Absolutely.
There's nobody on this platform that's a yes man. Like we can all look at the same thing and have very different opinions, and we are passionate about those opinions, and that causes some arguments and stuff like that. But that's a good thing. It's not an argument to be disrespectful. It's just I don't agree with you, and this is why. And I think that presents, because there's so many of us here. I'm saying so many, but it's 4 or 5 of us right now. But there's so many of us here that I think that we represent every opinion within the fan base.
Sure.
So. For example, I love Akello Witherspoon. I go to war for him, but everyone else is like, Mike, your guy's not that good. You guys represent what the fan base think. You know what I mean? So. Sure.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. I just, and I think you want to have that discord from time to time because it opens we as individual humans all have our own thought processes and we get stuck in our ways of thinking. And so it's nice to have someone who doesn't agree with you because then it opens up your eyes to maybe looking at it from a different point of view. Even if you're still, staunchly believing whatever it is that your thought process led you to, at least you're giving yourselves the opportunity to look at it from a different angle or multiple angles in some instances.
And for the most part, because there's times where we sincerely listen to what the other person has to say, where you listen to some other shows and platforms, and it's not just Niners, they're waiting for the other person to stop talking. So that way they can say whatever they were going to say. They don't care or listen to what the other person was saying. You know what I mean? And so, like you said, we're really like learning from each other as we're doing the show. So I like that also.
So to back up before we get to Miss Debbie, DJ said it's supposed to be Power Scouters, Mike, from DBZ, not Scooters, Scouters.
Oh, Power Scouters. Okay, my favorite color. I didn't even know that they came in different colors. I just remember them seeing, like, I didn't even realize they came in different colors. So I'm sorry, my bad, man.
All right.
The Ginyu Force used them well, and they would freak out. So I'm geeking out over here over DBZ. I thought that's what he meant, but I wasn't quite sure because it just seemed so random. But I
totally misread the question. It said Scouters. I read Scooters for some reason. All right. Maybe I should put my reading glasses on. Miss Debbie says, have you guys tried Jerry Rice's goat fuel? If you have, what do you think of it? And I can say that I have not.
I actually was looking for it. I'm not an energy drink person. Like I said, unless I have vodka, I'll do like a Red Bull and vodka or a Monster and vodka. but I was looking forward to show some support for him, and I can't find it out here. So I think you have to order it online, and Miss Debbie sent me the link for it. So I'll look at the different flavors and try something. I had to get the okay from my wife because at one point I was having heart issues, and she made me stay away from them for a really, really long time. But my numbers are all under control, and so she'll probably let me try some again. All right.
Another one from Callie. Have you guys ever gotten so pissed during a 49ers game and broke something? I've broken countless remote controls while watching a 49ers game. Mike, could we possibly see another show with E. Davis and Ray? And so for me, the first part there, no, I get angry and I storm off and I go for a jog or something until last year. And then I started doing more of the the reaction shows. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. I lost my train of thought. But doing the reaction shows, but Mike knows that I'm not big on doing those because usually if it's not the end of the night, I just roll on to the next game because I watch football all day long on Saturday or on Sunday. Well, Saturdays too, but Sunday.
I have not broken anything out of anger, but I have broken stuff. I get excited and break stuff. I high-fived the wall one time, put a hole in it. I stood up one time and yelled, and I passed out and hit the head on the wall, another hole in the wall there. You ever stand up too quick and like be excited, like yelling, and then you get dizzy or lightheaded? Well, there was nothing for me to grab onto, and just boom. And I was this close to the actual the stud. So thank God I didn't hit that. I probably would have still been knocked out.
It gets worse as you get older too.
Yeah, we will see another show with Eric Davis and Rashawn Haylock. Absolutely, those are my guys. So anytime I ask, they don't hesitate. So I just don't like taking advantage of them. You know, I don't try to do it too often.
Right. So 49ers Chanel. When eating smoked brisket, what do you like more, the point or the flat? Smothered with barbecue sauce or sauce on the side. So anytime I have smoke or any sort of beef, I'm going to have it. I prefer it to have the sauce on the side. If you can't cook meat without smothering it in sauce, then you have an issue with how you cook the meat because it should be able to be stand alone. The sauce is extra. Like if you want to dip, cut it up and dip pieces in there, that's fine. And then as far as the flat or the point, it really depends on who's cooking it. So, I'll try both to see which part ended up being better because some restaurants, some chefs cook things better than others, or they forget and leave it in there too long or something like that. So.
And I have never had brisket. So we'll do one more question here because I don't want to be rude to the guys during the main event, which is on now. So we'll do one more question here, maybe two. It depends on how long it takes to answer this one. All right.
Another one from DJ Malone. What is the one 49ers platform on YouTube that you guys don't like and for what reason? Mike, back when Brian had his big old beard, do you think he looked biblical? Brian, should Mike do a Fu Manchu beard? So again, I don't watch a whole lot of stuff. When I did, when I was searching for something, some sort of content to watch, I went to some of the staples to begin with, and I just couldn't. And I'm not saying it's a bad show, like it's just not for me. But Ronbo is just his takes and his overly dramatic Ronbo-isms, just not for me. That's why I can't watch the guy. But that's just me. I mean, anybody else that wants to go watch Ronbo, go watch him. Go if that's your guy, go watch him. And then I'll skip to my other question. Should Mike grow out of Fu Manchu?
Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to say no. Mike, I don't think should grow out of Fu Manchu.
It's weird. I don't like. I can't tell you a specific show, but I don't like shows that like critique as if they're they're a coach, right? So we have the opportunity to do it here, and it's just not something that I think is entertaining, like breaking down every single play and saying this was this play and this was that play and da-da-da-da, because teams disguise stuff. And then if it's a disguised play, people are saying, oh, well, this player was out of place. And players have called people out for saying that. You don't know what the call was. I don't like those kind of shows.
Right.
It's just my personal thing. I'm not in there. I can't talk about it, I'd rather just analyze what I see and say, I wish we did X or Y or Z different. And Brian with the big beard, yeah, I miss it. I won't say he looked biblical, but he looked different. He definitely had a different feel to him. Absolutely.
I have to talk to you about that afterward. All right. So what's the next question you got? Another one from Callie. Who wins a matchup between Witherspoon and Ayuk? And I'm going to go with Ayuk.
I'm going to go with Ayuk now because he's here, and I hope that's the case. If I had to try to be edgy and give you a different answer, I just don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to say Ayuk, though, because that's who I should want to win, and it would be blasphemous to say otherwise. So That's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you all for checking us out. Brian, take us home.
Mahalo. Aloha.